could become a big liability in October. And in fact, this is what has happened. And at the same time, I said, because again, as I said, the most fragile point in any war happens at the point when victory is in sight. And this is why I emphasized that to win the overall war, the citizens have to exercise the civic duty, especially in observing the COVID protocols. The third lesson of the last 8 months has also to do with enforcement. Over this period, it cannot be gainsaid that the public has COVID fatigue, for lack of a better word. And with this fatigue, public responsiveness to COVID protocols has also greatly reduced. And this has resulted in the overstretching of enforcement agencies, basically reducing their efficacy and their ability to do their job. But I remind you once again, fellow Kenyans, as I mentioned during my 10th COVID address, that the government does not have the ability to police the morality of its citizens. We will double our enforcement efforts, but it is you, the public, and approximately 300 deaths. And these statistics coming from our National Multi-Agency Command Center on COVID-19. In fact, my government's desire that will play to close down our economy. We want our country to remain open. But whether or not we will remain open shall ultimately depend, you must on the public's responsiveness to COVID protocols. The fourth, and as I mentioned to the COVID summit today, this moment also provides a unique call to leadership. And although public and civic responsiveness are critical to fighting the rise of COVID numbers, leadership, the fourth, is what will reverse this escalation. And from where I sit, if the public has backslidden to the COVID summit from its vigilant fight against the pandemic, this has been occasioned in part by the diminishing stamina escalation on the part of our leaders and for us not leading by example to the wariness as well. And if the people have fallen short of giving their best this time, we as leaders have also fallen short. And we as leaders this time round have no option but to give our all. We must know the way, go the way, and show our people the way. And by leaders here, I refer to those in government like myself. I refer to those in the corporate sector. I refer to the leaders of our religious sector and all sectors of our country. And my call to action is for them to rise to the occasion and for them to help navigate through the uncertainties of this pandemic. And while at it, we must recognize that this is not a time for popular decisions, in order to appease the public, we must choose the bold over the popular if we are truly to serve our people.